hello. How's it going, people? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Hope everyone's doing fantastically well in this Thursday, and it's an utter disgrace. Total and utter disgrace what I have seen late last evening and today, and to be honest, whole yesterday as well. I didn't talk about it yesterday on stream and I decided to do it today. How many Arsenal fans are disrespecting Thierry Henry for what he has said? And then on top of that, to add something more to the Arsenal conundrum, Kroenke has raised the ticket prices once again, third time in 3 years, and of course there are some news in sporting director talk which are not that good. Let's just put it that way, which are not that good. So, like the stream, subscribe, leave your thoughts down in the live chat, and we gonna do this. It's gonna be kinda nuts. Big up Nathan, schedule has been rough recently, couldn't even watch any. Dude, it totally understandable, to be honest, but hey, as long as you're fine, as long as everything's happening, everything's going forwards, and it's not holding you back, obviously priorities in life and everything. There are some things, well, I just put it that way, more important in life than just football. Obviously football, if it's something special to you, it's an important thing, but obviously life, health, and all that stuff comes first, no matter what. Really, how we face Real Madrid, Simeone would be too stressful. I really hope we face Real Madrid, Simeone would be too stressful. To be honest, Real Madrid wouldn't be that much better. I'm not gonna lie. Real Madrid won't be that much better. Because as much as we can get chances against Real Madrid in general, we would, because defensively they are a bit shaky still, right? No matter how you look at things. The attacking power they have, the way, and they can overwhelm us with Rodrigo, Vini, Mbappe, Bellingham, of course Arda Güler, Brahim Diaz, and so on, Endrick and others. It would be too much for us to handle. It generally would be too much for us to handle. And to be honest, it doesn't matter who we get, because in my opinion, we are gonna be screwed to some extent either way. So time will tell. We are basically through. That's what matters. What's gonna happen afterwards remains to be seen, because the second leg between Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid at Wanda Metropolitano is going to be a nuts one. I'm just gonna put it that way. It's gonna be a nuts one, because Real Madrid won 2-1, but it's definitely not all over until it's over. Jude Bellingham also didn't play at Bernabeu, massive addition for the second leg and everything. So it will be interesting to see. Arsenal are through, and that's what counts at the moment. Once we go through, we can look at every single other thing then, because for now, let's just go with the flow and see what happens in that regard. Now, what we're gonna talk about and everything, so as I said, we're gonna talk about ticket prices, we're gonna talk about disrespect towards Thierry Henry, we're gonna talk about sporting director talks, and we're gonna kick things off with something different. Let's just ease into it. Let's not run straight into it. Let's ease into it. And apparently Joshua Kimmich is not keen to move to Arsenal. There were some rumors, there were some talks that Kimmich might be joining Arsenal. It's a very strictly rumor, not per se joining Arsenal, as much as Arsenal were interested in him. And there's also PSG, there's also Barcelona who are interested in him. And according to Bild and other reports, it looks like Kimmich doesn't want to join Arsenal, and to be honest, cannot blame him given that we don't win anything. However, Kingsley Coman is a bit different story in this regard. A bit different story. Apparently, Bayern Munich have reduced the price for Arsenal targeting Kingsley Coman as they look to offload the 28-year-old this summer. Wait, let me check. Kingsley Coman price. How much Bayern were asking for him? Asking price vastly reduced. Let's see what they're saying about this. Massively reduced. Yeah, got it. Blah blah blah. Shut up. Where is it? Oh, it's significantly reduction from the asking price they just set last summer, which stood at 70 million euros. Trust me, 70 million euros is not 29 million pounds. The one who had to proofread this and then do it properly, you should get some stick for this. Let's just put it that way. But Bild understands that Bavarian club will open to accepting as little as 29 million pounds for Kingsley Coman. Now, I'm not gonna lie, not the biggest fan of Kingsley Coman joining Arsenal. given his age, injury history, and everything, right? However, for 29 million, that is a bit different story, isn't it? Because yes, he would demand quite high wages. There's no argument about that. But 29 million kind of seems pretty good. Not gonna lie, it seems actually pretty darn good. 29 million for Kingsley Coman, given that it was 70 million euros, which is about what, 50 to 60 million pounds. And if they have reduced the asking price to 29 million pounds, that wouldn't be the worst case scenario. Let's just put it that way, especially since we have spent insane amount of money on dross like Fabio Vieira, Kivior, to some extent Tomiyasu, as much as he's injury prone. That's the biggest issue here. We have spent on other players, not to mention Havertz and everything, since we have wasted money on all those positions. 29 million for Kingsley Coman, in my opinion, wouldn't be the worst. Is he the answer? Is he the be-all end-all for everything? No. Would he be willing to play the second role to Saka? No. For a left wing spot, also he's not it for me personally. So, this is a little, on one end, based on the price, it's a good situation. 29 million is nothing special, right? Due to the rumors. However, if they are, the salary would be the issue that basically puts me off in this instance, the salary, because he would be demanding a big one. We already have, for example, Martinelli on 180 and everything, or 190 even. So that already is a bit of a nuts one, to say the least. So with Coman, it would be the same, if not even more potentially. So I'm not too sure that would be the best case scenario. However, face value wise for the price, it's not the worst looking thing. 29 million pounds. That actually is not as bad as it seems. Moving on to caught offside, they're saying that Barcelona are considering a move for Newcastle's Bruno Guimaraes, who is also of interest to Arsenal and Man City. Bruno Guimaraes is one of the hot topics regarding Newcastle and everything. There are some big players like obviously Bruno Guimaraes, Isak, who have apparently some specific clauses in their contracts that if they don't get Champions League, they can leave. They can genuinely leave Premier League. They can leave Newcastle, depending who offers the necessary amount of money. So that only is the matter of time. Personally, I don't see Bruno Guimaraes coming to Arsenal as long as Mikel Arteta is here. I'm not gonna lie, given how he screwed over Arteta, and Arteta is very stubborn and he has a big memory on these things. However, if we get a proper sporting director, that could be a bit different story. That generally could be a different story, because at some point the emotions need to be checked out at the door, and we need to go for some of the best players. And Bruno Guimaraes definitely would fit into that category, in my opinion. And yeah, he would demand definitely a massive lump of money. That is the big thing. But if it push comes to shove, if we are going actually for him and some other big names, I wouldn't be against that, because Arsenal are a big club, and we finally need to start acting like a big club. Because we are Arsenal FC, let's be real. Third biggest club in England, one of the biggest clubs in Europe, yet we are acting like we are basically a League 2 team, like we are Barnet or something. So, yeah, Bruno Guimaraes to Arsenal, if that ever came to fruition, I wouldn't be against that. I was quite excited when we were linked with him. Sadly, he chose Newcastle instead of Arsenal, so that a bit hurt, but it is what it is. In other news, apparently Samu Agehova. This sounds very, very familiar. Very familiar. He is Nigerian attacker, which is a bit of an interesting one. He's Spanish Nigerian, Samu. He has, in 20 games, 14 goals, 3 assists, which is not bad for League One. In Europa League, 9 games, 6 goals, which is also not too bad. They signed him from Atletico Madrid for 15 million, so it's not that bad as well. So they signed him for cheap. Definitely would demand about 30, 40, if not even 50 million. His value has genuinely tripled in price, given that it's, first of all, Portuguese league, and they know how to do these things definitely properly. Is Porto playing at the moment? No, they are not. Bodo Glimt has scored against Panathinaikos, which is very interesting. Pilsen as well might have scored. Ajax has scored against Frankfurt. Wow, the Europa League games are kind of coming thick and fast. But Samu Agehova, wait, is it that the same Samu? Yeah, that's the same. Omorodion, exactly. That's what I thought. It's the same Samu, Omorodion. Omorodion to Arsenal. Well, I know we were linked with him, and I think also Peppermint were saying that he might be a good choice for Arsenal for the wing/attacking spot. And remains to be seen because he predominantly plays center forward there. As a main guy, he definitely won't be the answer. As a backup, wouldn't be against that. Maybe wouldn't be against that. Time would only tell. But, this is a weird one. This is a weird one. Further information: personal reasons, the player no longer wants to use the name Omorodion and wants to be called Agehova, mother's last name. I get, father did something. Atletico still owns 50% of the transfer rights. Porto have two options to purchase a further 15% for 5 million each, which can be exercised until July 2025 and July 2026. Release clauses at Porto are 100 million euros, which is about 90 million pounds, which is not great, which is generally not great. It's the same price as Gyökeres, and if we actually would go for him, I would much rather prefer if we would go for Gyökeres. Not gonna lie, I haven't watched too much Porto to tell you anything about him. If you watch Portuguese league, maybe you can tell me something. How is that going? But hey, time only will tell. Now, some Arsenal relevant news. Apparently, Arsenal have agreed a deal to sell with a 40% sell-on clause. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna open the article, but this article specifically, right, is talking about Nuno Tavares. Nuno Tavares is out at Lazio with obligation to buy. And that obligation to buy is only 5-6 million euros, which is even less than we signed him for in first place from Benfica, which is not great. I'm not gonna lie, which is definitely not great in that regard. But Arsenal still have 40% sell-on clause. The thing is, though, it is rumored that Lazio value Nuno Tavares around 40, 50, if not even 60 million. Very highly rate him because he has had fantastic season there since he's arrived. So there is no argument about the fact why they are signing him, that they are exercising the obligation to buy. But yeah, 40% sell-on clause ahead of summer, it's actually quite nice. I'm not gonna lie, 40% sell-on clause is very decent given the fact that Arsenal, depending obviously on how much they sell, we will get some quite nice cash. Now, if he keeps performing like this, definitely some bigger club than compared to Lazio are gonna come and try and sign him, which means they will get some substantial amount of money. Time only will tell if that's gonna come to fruition and how much, but just think about it. If, for example, Lazio sell Tavares for about 50 million, Arsenal get 40%. Which actually is quite a lot. I'm not gonna lie, it actually is quite a lot. That's 20 million into Arsenal's bank account pretty much instantly, and that is definitely some nice profit. The issue is, though, it's basically a gamble. It genuinely is a gamble because sell-on clause may happen, may not happen. Obviously, Nuno Tavares is still young, so that is kind of playing into that advantage. Because if he was an older player, 40% sell-on clause and stuff like that, if he retires, we get no money, so there's no point in that. So time only will tell whether they're gonna sell him at some point in future, any given time. For now, they are just exercising the obligation to buy, and it looks like they actually might sign him long term. Now, getting to some relevant stuff. Josh Kroenke was in with Arsenal since March, and even before the March, he was with the team to witness their record-breaking 7-1 win against PSV away. And of course, he's in London because Arsenal have said, and it's been announced by the Athletic and everything, that by the end of this month, we should know who is Arsenal's sporting director. We should know that. Obviously, there was a list which Athletic also posted. There was Olave, there was Berta, there was Ayto, there was Ashford, and then there was the other guy from Monaco. I forgot his name. Now, Olave has been dropped out of the list, and it looks like Ashford is also not in talks. There were also reports by Fabrizio Romano a few days ago that Arsenal have made initial contacts. They have discussed options with Andrea Berta, ex-Atletico Madrid sporting director, which basically seems really, really nice, as it says here. We are still waiting for the confirmation of who Arsenal's next sporting director will be. It's still a matter of time. We still have to sit patiently and wait. But as it stands, Andrea Berta is understood to be at the top of the list on the remaining candidates, which is quite nice. My understanding is that an official offer has yet to be made to Berta or anyone else, but Arsenal do want their preferred choice in a place imminently, with the club well aware on how important upcoming summer window is, which is actually quite nice. For a change, it's quite nice to see. Big up, Nally. Big up. Hope you're doing great. Hope you're feeling fantastic. You're not ill or anything. Hope everyone's moving well, quite nicely. But yeah, time will tell. It looks like still Andrea Berta is the number one option for Arsenal. The worrying part about this is this part from Sammy Mogbel. Go figure if it's true or not, but he has reported today that Jason Ayto, of all people, has made it to the final four of Arsenal's sporting director shortlist. To some extent, it's not a big achievement because there are 5 people in the list and now there are 4, and somehow Jason Ayto is one of them. The Englishman has impressed internally during his stint, but some influential individuals see merit in hiring a high-profile candidate. And this is the place I kind of worry a bit, because Arsenal, this job for the boys type of situation is really worrying me with Arsenal, because over the years it's been quite evident that it's happening. It's kind of also damaging the club, it's damaging the business, and it's damaging everything, right? And it's very Arsenal-like to some extent, because a few days ago we got told that Andrea Berta is number one option. There have been some initial talks. Obviously, nothing has been offered or anything. But Andrea Berta, that everyone got super excited, super excited, because he's Atletico Madrid's top dog there. He's been there for 12 years. And if you can deal with Diego Simeone, let's be real, he will genuinely chew up Mikel Arteta for breakfast with no issues. He's definitely not gonna be a yes man in that regard. If you haven't checked it, you can go. I made a separate video about it. I had a stream on it as well. How that goes. But the worrisome part is that somehow Ayto has impressed Arsenal. We haven't heard anything about Jason Ayto and him doing anything at Arsenal. Genuinely haven't heard zilch. Nothing, nada, none whatsoever. And that is the worrying part here. Because it sounds like job for the boys. Because at the time when we were just talking, when all these rumors just started to rise, basically, there was Per Mertesacker, there was Rosicki. Yesterday we talked about Yussi Benayoun, apparently as well, who has been in the candidates and everything. I don't want none of those. Let's just say it as it is, pound per pound. But overall, somehow Jason Ayto has made the final 4 in Arsenal's list for sporting directors. It's actually kind of nuts. It's actually kind of nuts that the guy who was a backup, who basically was Edu's notepad, somehow is making to the top of the list pretty much almost. And I don't know how this works. I know Arteta speaks about internal solutions and everything, but Jason Ayto in sporting director's role definitely is not an internal solution. You should be striving and targeting to get it any way, shape, or form. Let's just say it as it is. And somehow he has impressed internally. And that internal basically somehow is the buzzword of the century this year, at least for now, in terms of sporting directors. But yeah, he has somehow impressed during his stint. I want to know what he has done so fantastic that he has convinced Arteta, Garlic, Lewis, Josh to basically make him up there, to put him in that list. That's the one thing I really want to know. Because from the outside looking in, we have generally heard jack shit about that. So that for me is a big thing. Yeah, that's amazing. Happy to hear that you're feeling good. What a winning Champions League. Yes, 7-1. Genuinely didn't even see that coming. I think nobody ever in their sweet cookie saw that coming. Let's be real. But now, here is the big one, which really is the big issue for me for today. Arsenal are preparing to raise the ticket prices again, third year in a row for the next season. Just weeks after their financial accounts revealed a pay rise of more than 630,000 for their highest paid director. And this is a big issue for me. This is a massive issue for me. Let me know what you think about this in the chat as well, about the ticket prices and them being raised, by the way. Who you want to play next round in the next round, Real Madrid or Atletico? Personally, I don't care. I'm not gonna lie, as weird as it sounds, I don't care. Because each of the sides has its strengths and has its weaknesses. But overall, looking at things, let's be real, we are screwed either way. I just gonna put it that way. If we're serious about Ayto, why not bring Berta for him to learn from for 10 years? And that is the thing, yeah. Basically bring in Andrea Berta, put him there for 5, 6, 7, 8 years, and then just put in and then just make him learn, and then put in him there. But look at the guys, look at the people at Arsenal. This is the Arsenal coaching staff, by the way. What I'm gonna show you. And notice a trend in this. Notice just a trend, genuinely. The age. Every single guy is 30 to 45 years old. Only old people is Iñaki Peña, who is 49, and Erpod Albert, who is 54. Rest of the guys, genuinely, look, obviously Mikel Arteta, but assistant manager, 32. Carlos Cuesta, assistant manager, 29. Terry Mason, goalkeeper coach, 43. Fitness coach, 44. Fitness coach, 33. Nicholas Jover, 43, 31, 36, 37, 31, 27, by the way. 31, 35, 34. And obviously performance manager, God knows what that means, right? And he's 50. Arsenal's, even the coaching staff, is genuinely very, very young, which just in general shows massive lack of experience and massive lack of big decisions. Basically, exactly, not enough experience there. And Jason Ayto is also, he would be a young guy. Bigger Pepper as well. Well, exactly, they all are young as fuck, basically. Andrea Berta, look, Andrea Berta is 53. Andrea Berta is 53 years old. If we signed him, he would be the second oldest coaching staff member in the basically board member even in the team, because Garlic has no age, and Jason Ayto is also 40 only, which means that Andrea Berta would be the second oldest person in the club. Second oldest person in the club. And that is a big thing. Second oldest. That would be massive, because he has been with Atletico Madrid and Diego Simeone, by the way, for 12 goddamn years in a row. 12 years. And trust me, Simeone is a nutcase to some extent. And if you can deal with that insanity and you have the balls to say no to him, trust me, Mikel Arteta will be walking the park. Berta is too serious for us, and that is the big issue. Obviously, Arsenal have this job for the boys type of mentality to some extent, but let's be real. Andrea Berta is something we need in the club. It's something we need in the club. We need someone who is not Mikel Arteta's lapdog, who can say no to him. We talked about this on a stream recently as well, that American franchises operate on a similar level. If they want to, well, how they change the club. They basically put in one of the best sporting directors they can get, that, and then put basically job on him, scouting, leading, transfers, even and everything, and then they see what's gonna happen, and then also on that sporting director, general manager, he has the ability to basically talk to Josh straight and tell that Mikel Arteta is not good enough, he's not doing this right, and it's very in our interest to sack him. And then on top of that, he also has the green light to sign a manager who fits the ambition of the general manager, of the sporting director. So to some extent, there could be something to it that signing Andrea Berta could be curtains and could be the final swan song for Mikel Arteta at Arsenal. There could be that as well. And that is something how I look at it. Either they're going to do it instantly in the summer. For example, we sign Berta, Mikel Arteta is straight gone, right? Or are they gonna sign Berta, for example, right? This is all ifs, by the way. Ifs, what's, and buts, and all these scenarios, right? And then they basically give him like half a year and see what he's up to, what he's actually made of, right? When he gets challenged by a proper sporting director, and then decide. It's a completely different story, and that's up to them, right? But overall, there could be something to it. I like Berta made his career from scratch, from being a banker to scout one of the biggest clubs in Europe. Exactly. He knows football. Our department knows nothing about football, because our managing director of sports, sporting managing director, knows nothing about football, how it feels like. He's just a lawyer and crap like that. Look even here, scouting. Jason Ayto is chief scout, and he's also executive assistant of the manager. I wonder what executive assistant of the manager does, by the way. Board director, Stan Kroenke. It's interesting that we don't see Josh here anywhere, by the way. James Ellis, head of scouting, 45, came from Fulham. Jonathan Vidal, scout, 47. He's been here for 11 years, and we have had 2 Argentinians in the history of Arsenal at our club, and only one in recent times, which is Emi Martinez. Where does that make any sense? He's a scout, Argentinian. You would think he knows Argentinian talent. The last Argentinian we had is Emi Martinez, and Arsenal in general have only had 2 Argentinians in our club in our history. Make it make sense. Genuinely make it make sense. There's a Danish scout. There is Mark Curtis, Cabotari, Antoni Lima from Andorra. Oh my goodness gracious. The capital of football, Andorra. Roman Poirot from Man United. Holy crap. Appointed in 2021. We haven't signed any French players as well, by the way. Mikel Arteta hasn't signed a single French player since he's been at Arsenal, by the way. To add on top of that. It somehow doesn't go hand in hand with everything, does it? We have a Paulo Xavier, a scout from Brazil. He was at Real Madrid 2 years ago. We signed him genuinely 2 years ago. Year and a half ago even. Haven't signed a single Brazilian since then. Like, goalkeeping scout. 30 years old, his last club was FC Lahti. That sounds like a Finnish team. Yep, from Finland. Second tier, by the way. Second tier Finnish team scout. What the hell is that? Second tier. Second league in Finland. He's a goalkeeper scout. No wonder we don't find proper... Somehow we do things. What else is here? Medical department. Head of medical, Zaf Iqbal. Wasn't he as well the... Yeah, performance manager, dude. Newton. Oh, we have... Wow, Will Story. We have... well, yeah, the cuckoo Will therapist. Loan player manager, Sam Highball. What the hell is loan player manager? Daniel Carbasiyun, staff of the office. Matt Doyle, academy goalkeeping coordinator. And of course, Per Mertesacker, academy manager. And by the way, while we are here, props to Per Mertesacker for raising Skelly and raising Manieri, and now he's working with Dauman. Props to him. But overall, looking at this, we genuinely have kids to some extent as our coaching staff. No experience whatsoever. And that is very, very worrying. Anyways, back to ticket prices. Arteta does not like French players. Yeah, that is also the case. No French players signed since he's been here. He has sold them all, by the way. Besides Saliba. That's the only French player he likes, by the looks of things. He did his most to break up the French clique we had at Arsenal. Yeah, Guendouzi, gone. Lacazette, gone. To some extent, Aubameyang as well, gone. Like, only person that has left is Saliba. And Saliba is, like, I think he's just keeping him from certain purposes. I don't know who best is, not so... no, don't worry, it's all good. It's all good, don't worry. Nothing's wrong with that. Totally understand. Don't worry. But yeah, anyways, Arsenal are preparing to raise the ticket prices once again. Third time in 3 years. I don't know what to say about this. Because it really gets on my nerves. It's expensive already. You have one of the, if not the most expensive tickets in European football already. And we need to raise more money from ticket sales as well. Again, it makes no sense. Second of all, Arsenal made major profits this year, last year. So we need to raise more tickets once again. I don't know. I genuinely, it really pisses me off. And Turkish said it the best, by the way. Big up Turkish. If you don't know who Turkish is, you are a weird Donny, by the way. No offense, but if you don't know Turkish as an Arsenal fan, well, that's up to you, but it is what it is. Here we go. Turkish said it the best. Surprise, ticket prices up again. Kroenke only cares for Arsenal Football Company, not club. I would say wake up, but if you're not awake by now, you are lost. And that is true. Top Gunners are all lost. To some extent. What happened to we care, do you? And all this stuff. Can't believe the club tied the increase to winning major trophies. Big up Turkish. Big up Turkish for saying that. Big up Turkish. KSC need to learn the phrase read the room, as the kids know they say. Exactly. They need to read the room. Because we have released 18 different types of merchandise this year, by the way, right? Isn't that enough? You need to raise ticket prices as well. Arsenal released the most recent one. Today, obviously, Arsenal's women's team released the merchandise, right? But I'm talking about the big Arsenal, the men's team, right? We released merchandise in China. China vases and plates and all that crap, right? Kid you not, it took 1 hour, everything was sold out. Legitimately, someone bought out all the vases that were £550 a pop, the plates for £75, the mugs for £40 and everything. It was all sold goddamn out. Kid you not, it was all sold out very, very, very quickly. Shop.arsenal.com basically. See, this is the newest one. Women's track tops and everything. That's the latest one basically. Kit sales, new in, gifts, memorabilia, stadium, accessories and everything. Like hats, caps. Yeah, see these terrace icons, £100 and everything cost for shoes. A gold-plated cannon chain, £60. £60 for this stuff, you know. Arsenal thermal gloves, £20. Silver white gold-plated cannon, £60. Arsenal stainless steel cannon heart necklace, £25. Stainless steel, you know. Arsenal 18-karat gold-plated silver Gothic A-pin badge, £50. Silver cannon cufflinks, £50 for cufflinks, you know. That is somewhat hella nuts territory. Black leather card holder and a watch set, £120. What else is here? Arsenal simple card holder with imprint Arsenal FC London on it, £20. What else is here? Wash bag, Arsenal wash bag, you know, £30. What else is here? Stainless steel cannon crest dog tag. Yo, you can buy dog tags even in the merch. It's a dog tag. For dogs. £30 if you haven't already. What else is here? Let's see. Just going through this out of curiosity. Silver gunner's necklace, £55. Silver gunmetal watch, £75. Cubic zirconia ring, £50. 18-karat gold-plated cannon stud earrings, £50. Cubic zirconia text bracelet, £60. Oh, something's on discount. Silicone watch. Arsenal Cannon stainless steel watch, £115. This is actually kind of insane, I'm not gonna lie. 18-karat gold-plated silver Gothic AFC earrings, £50. What else is here? What else is here? 65. It's actually kinda nuts if you think about it. It's actually kinda nuts. What else is here? What else is here? What else? You can buy Arsenal underwear, Holy crap. Holy crap, Arsenal. Oh, mugs. Here we go. China mug. China mug. £40 for China mug. It's actually kind of nuts. And it's sold out as well. It's sold out. Notify me. It's sold out, you know. It also has been sold out. Holy crap. It actually has been sold out. All these China things all have been sold out. How nuts is that? They all have been sold out. Where were these? Gifts? I think in gifts. Mugs, glassware, books, flags, pennants, signs, pets. What? Arsenal Christmas pet jumper, £23. Holy crap! All this stuff that we have here. Bags, scarves, badges, gift cards, personalized technology. What is personalized? Oh, mags. By far the greatest wife the world has ever seen. This is not like the things they sing in the stadium, the best looking manager we in the world and all this stuff. £15 for that. Initial mug. Keyring for £10. Holy crap, this is expensive. Basically, if you go shop at arsenal.com, holy crap, holy moly, to say the least. What is in limited editions? Collectible note. Oh, here we go. Here's the China. Here's some more China. Where's the other vase? Here we go. €575 for a vase. And this one is also sold out, by the way. This one as well is sold out. All of these vases, everything is sold out. I cannot buy anything. Everywhere it says notify me when it's in stock and everything. How nuts is that? They outsell every single bit and bob they have there, right? And somehow they still need to raise the ticket prices. For what? For not winning anything? For losing on consistent basis? Because every year we don't win a trophy, it's like a loss, pretty much. It's a low blow at the end of the day. Because we left Highbury. We moved to Emirates to be like Bayern Munich, to be like Real Madrid and stuff like that. Same mentality, same achievements, at least try to achieve them. And what do we achieve? Nothing. Heartache, heartbreak, and pain. That's all we achieve every single season. And yet we've been, well, not we, but big part of the fan base have dropped so low that they say that getting a top 4 is like a trophy. Getting a top 4 is like a trophy. They've never seen, I guess, Arsenal winning anything. They haven't seen Arsenal win Premier League. They haven't seen us in Champions League finals and everything. Even that still hurts, by the way. The Henry miss and everything still hurts. But hey, we move on from that. I guess they have never seen that. Because how can you accept that the top 4 is not a trophy? Is a trophy, sorry. Top 4 is like a trophy. How can you accept that? Especially when you have seen Arsenal win Premier Leagues. I cannot. Probably you cannot. Who can do that? How does that make any sense? You set the standards up here and you would expect to keep the standard or not even go level above, which would be meaning winning the Champions League. Yet you drop the standards every single chance you get until you reach mediocrity, and you are in that mediocrity for such a long time that at the end of the day you find it acceptable. That's how it has happened these days. That's why top 4 is like a trophy. The season doesn't, like, I see Top Gooners and Arteta-sexuals and all these, man, tweet out saying top 4 is like a trophy. Success is not defined by trophies. In which universe success is not defined by trophies? That's the only thing that basically matters. Because when we basically argue with rival fans, first thing that comes up is trophies. That's how you base which club is bigger than the other. Let's be real. Let's be real. And when we can beat Chelsea maybe in local cups, as soon as they pull out Champions League trophies, we go hide in the corner instantly. Like, it makes no sense how these people accept this mediocrity, and as soon as, for example, me, you, Lee Gunner, Turkish, Curtis, everyone, Dan Potts, Northside, everyone else demand that we start winning, we win trophies. Oh, you're toxic, you're negative. What does winning trophies do with anything? Wake up, people. Genuinely, wake the fuck up. Where does that make any sense whatsoever? Raising ticket prices for what? What have you done so amazing that you deem it acceptable and worthy to even make the highest ticket price in Europe even higher? What have you done? What have you done to deem it possible, to deem it acceptable? What? Tell me what. Genuinely, I could stay alive until they tell me what. I would be alive until my last breath at the end of the day. Let's be real. This is wild. We have more clothes than Topshop. Basically, yeah. The toppest of top gooners wear these cufflinks to their wedding and to walk down the aisle. We've got... They probably, as the wedding song, have North London Forever. 100%. Wedding song for them is North London Forever. I think with injuries, they're happy with top 4. What injuries? Injuries are a myth these days. Let's be real. We had no injuries last year and we still win one fuck all. This year we have few injuries. Let's be real. From all the main guys that have been out, Odegaard missed about 7 games? 7 games, not weeks, but games. Saka has been out for what, about 10 games or 11, no, 12 games. They haven't missed that much. So at the end of the day, everything comes down to the fact that we don't have proper replacements. We don't have bench, we don't have recruitment, because Mikel Arteta has wasted money on signing players like Merino, like Kivior, Cedric Soares, Willian, like 65 goalkeepers, Runnerson, Matt Ryan, Matt Turner, and every Trusty the Process, Austin Trusty, and all these people. That's where the money has gone. Signing Havertz as well. We don't have the backups. We don't have bench. We have nothing, let's be real. Injuries have nothing to do with it. What are the excuses for other teams? Man City, was it last year? Last year or 2 years ago? No, last year. Kevin De Bruyne was out for half a year. Haaland missed 2 months. They still won the league. Let's be real. It's not an excuse. Injuries are not an excuse to not win anything for 5 years. Anything. It's not an excuse. It's just the mentality issue at the club and maybe also from big part of the fan base. Because as soon as something doesn't go our way, instantly they look for excuses to justify the shortcomings of the club, of the success, and of the team. Instantly. They never hold accountable the manager, the players, or even the ownership to some extent. Obviously, in most recent times, they're starting to wake up and calling some stuff out to some extent. But still, predominantly, they don't hold anyone accountable. As soon as Arsenal lose or draw, oh, it's the injuries. Oh, it's the red card and everything. Where does that make sense? When we win against PSV, injuries are not an issue. Injuries are not an excuse, are not an issue. As soon as we draw against Nottingham Forest, oh, we have injuries. You cannot do this. It's hypocrisy to the maximum extent from these top gooners and Arteta sexuals. It's specifically defending Kroenke's like with their life, defending this manager with their life pretty much. More protected than president, like generally more protected than the president. And I'm not talking about the president of the club, I'm talking about the president of a nation. More protected than that. It makes zero sense. Happy with top 4. If we recruited properly, we would have won the league at least 2 times already. It generally pisses me off these days. And now they're gonna raise the ticket prices once again, which means the season ticket is gonna go up as well. All these commodities, all these tours, everything is gonna go up in price once again. Like, this club is doing, it's genuinely Arsenal Football Company. It's coming a business, and it's slowly but steadily, basically, pushing out the hardcore fans to some extent. Because, well, not hardcore fans, but the casual consumer. And most of the fans are casual consumers. And they cannot afford these prices on a consistent basis. They cannot even, many of them cannot even afford to buy season tickets. They buy tickets as they go along. They go in the ballot system and everything and pray they got lucky. Let's be real. They can't even afford that. And big part of the club at the moment, of the stadium when we at the Emirates specifically, is filled with tourists. And that's what it feels like it's coming down to. It's like a tourist attraction. Because if tourists come, they can charge top dollar. Because for most tourists, it's a one-time thing. One time a year, maybe. One time in a decade. One time in their lifetime. So if they want to see the Arsenal experience, they want to see the club, the tour and everything, they generally gonna pay whatever it takes, no matter how much money it is, just to have that experience once in their lifetime. It's all about pushing on emotions and exploiting that emotions to their advantage. It's utter and utter manipulation on their part. Let's be real. Back when we didn't spend money, top 4 was an achievement, but now there is no excuse, exactly. And even under Arsene Wenger, when we didn't spend money, top 4 was an excuse. There are no excuses for Arsenal to not win the league when Leicester won it. Oh, Giroud didn't score 20 goal, didn't score like for 20 games in a row. It's not an excuse, sign a striker. We had opportunities. Oh, but we have windows when we don't sign anyone. Only player we sign is Per Cech. Then we don't sign anyone, we sign Takuma Asano or someone like that. Like, name nobody has heard of. Oh, but give him time and all this crap. And when ring around the rosy, round and round we go. And as long as we get top 4 Kroenkes, we're happy. And it's all the time like that. It genuinely is all the time. And by the way, I was sitting on a stream today, and I heard that Mikel Arteta, in 5.5 years, has spent the same amount of money, a bit less, minus about 100 million, or 120 million, something like that, than Arsene Wenger has spent in his whole career at Arsenal. Something like that. Something like that. That is actually and utterly insane. Whether it's true or not, I didn't have time to check, but they were checking the stats and it came out to be true. Let's be real. And if that is the case, that is pathetic. Genuinely and utterly pathetic. Bodo 2-0 up. Then they have... Well, Bodo Glimt, that they always are having that. At home they are fantastic. Bodo Glimt is one of those teams that are very strong at home. Away they're a bit weaker, but they always show up in the last 3-4 seasons. They genuinely are nuts. In Conference League, in Europa League, they're quite fantastic. That's true. We need more than that. We need about 6-7 signings in the summer. And obviously, unless we get a proper sporting director who maybe can manage that, Arsenal are not going to do it. That is the biggest issue. What are the results saying, by the way? Ajax Eintracht 1-1, Bilbao Roma 0-0, Bodo Glimt 2-0. Wait, they're playing against Olympiacos. Olympiacos haven't lost a game in like, what, 30 something games? I think Olympiacos winning streak. Wait, it's that basketball. I think there was a stat. They haven't lost about 20, 30 something games in a row this season. This season they haven't lost for insane amount of time in a row. Lazio winning against Pilsen 1-0. Romagnoli, a center back, has scored from a corner. Yeah, it looks like from a corner. They have scored from a corner. No, in conference league. Bloody hell, those teams. Borak Banja Luka losing 1-0 to Rapid. Cere versus Lugano 1-0. Jagiellonia versus Cercle Brugge are drawing. Hey. Why they are not winning? And Paphos and Djurgården is playing 0-0. Those names are wild in Conference League, I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. How we dealt with that, how we are dealing with even Europa League, that's actually kind of nuts. Anyways, these ticket prices, it's something that really rubs me the wrong way. Pause and all that. And by the way, it doesn't stop there. It doesn't stop there, by the way. Thierry Henry yesterday on CBS was talking about Mikel Arteta. He called out Mikel Arteta for improper player management and not actually listening and talking to players and overplaying them and them getting injured on consistent basis. To some players, especially who are injury prone, and this season as well with Saka, Odegaard, Rice and everyone, he asked about them. And he asked, well, why Salah doesn't get injured this season? Oh, because he doesn't play when he doesn't have to. They rotate, actually. And here he goes. How come all the time, in crucial moments, we've been having players that are injured? How come? And the thing is, in these crucial times, most of the time, our main players are injured. Because Saliba was injured 3 years ago. This season we have Saka, Odegaard. It's going all over the place, and Thierry Henry was calling out. He called out Arteta because he said, like, the manager goes out in the meetings and everything. He asks the players, are they ready and fit to play? He asks the medical staff. And based on how Mikel Arteta is doing things, when he plays Declan Rice with broken toe against Chelsea, when Odegaard, who shouldn't be on the pitch, is playing against Chelsea, then goes to Norway, and Norway medical staff says that he's an idiot and shouldn't be even playing whatsoever, and send him back to Arsenal. And then he plays Ben White in necessity of a surgery since August or July. He plays him for 3 months straight in Premier League, Champions League, and everywhere. And then only he has the surgery. That is single-handedly on players and Mikel Arteta, because that is not a proper player management, player rotation, and not the best interest in heart in terms of club and everything. And this is what Thierry Henry yesterday called out to maximum extent. Maximum extent. I was wondering why he no longer called out Arteta. He did it. He did it today. He doesn't do it often, but he does when it's needed. He calls out even our players. He called out Martinelli and everything. Maybe in recent times he hasn't done it as much, but today he did it. On Tuesday he did it again. Before the game against PSV, he did it again. He called out Mikel Arteta. He called out the player management. He called out everything. Said he needs to start putting more pressure. Exactly, and at the moment he's doing that. But you know where this gets sick and genuinely abysmal? Arsenal fans are genuinely calling out Thierry Henry. They're starting to disrespect him, saying that he doesn't deserve a statue in front of Emirates anymore. It's like they've never seen him play. You know when Petit calls out Arsenal, Thierry Henry calls out Arsenal. Petit won doubles. In 98, 99, Thierry Henry has won everything at Arsenal, everything besides Champions League, what it feels like. He's arguably the best player Premier League has ever seen. Those two, also specifically, know what they're talking about because they have been there, they have done that, they know how this thing works, how it should be done, and what's wrong. They have the mental, psychological, physical, and every single aspect of this lockdown, and they know how to do it and how it should be done. And when they call out these things, you should be listening. You should be taking notes. You should take a step back and look at the whole picture, because they only spit facts in these instances. I'm not talking about Ian Wright, Keown, and all these people, all these Arsenal legends who have sold out for a pound note, who basically back everything Arsenal does, no matter what they do. I'm talking about the actual ones who call everything that's out with wrong with the club. And now even fans are starting to turn on Thierry Henry, disrespecting him. They say he's not worthy. He doesn't deserve a statue outside the Emirates. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's jealous of Mikel Arteta's coaching career and everything. Are you fucking dumb? Those people who call Thierry Henry out and disrespect him like that probably have never seen him play at Arsenal as well, by the way. Because if a self-respecting person who has seen Thierry Henry play at Arsenal, who has seen us go invincible, and him being the best player in Arsenal, in Premier League, in potentially Premier League history, and everything, find shame, because everyone who had seen him play and do his thing would never, ever dare to disrespect him like that. But Arsenal fans, left, right, and center, yesterday and day before, were saying that he's jealous, he doesn't deserve a statue, he's useless, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Instantly. And here it is. Thierry Henry has coached Monaco, Montreal Impact, Belgium national team as an assistant France under 21. Failed woefully in all of them. He literally never lasted more than a season. He's the last person to be pointing out Arteta's mistakes. Are you dumb? Genuinely, are you freaking dumb? You want to tell me that the greatest Premier League player of all time, the greatest player of arguably of Arsenal's history, depending on when you have watched it, what you have seen, and whether you think it's Bergkamp or Vieira or what's its face or Henry, it doesn't matter. You want to tell me that King Thierry Henry is jealous, or some bum-ass Mikel Arteta, who is not even Arsenal's legend, who is Everton's legend, who has played for teams like Rangers and PSG, and genuinely has been a bang average midfielder with bang average career, and is genuinely the luckiest goddamn person in the world that somehow he has landed an Arsenal job. He's still in the job and gets lucky just to be in the job, because every single time when shit hits the fan, somehow something happens that makes him stay at the job. He wins FA Cup. Aubameyang wins him FA Cup. He gets 2 more years. He almost gets sacked. Emil Smith-Rowe and Saka save his season. And everything. Then Ben White signed for centre back. Doesn't work out. He puts him at right back. What to do? Put Saliba at centre back. Oh, genius and all that crap. But it's not genius. He just didn't have anything to do else there. And it just worked out. Saka is injured. Calafiori is injured. I have nobody to play because I'm a moron and I don't trade Kieran Tierney. I'm talking like Arteta right now from his point of view, right? Oh, what I can do? I'm going to put Tierney, I'm going to put Miles Lewis-Kelly. And it somehow works out once again. And all this time, I'm close to Arsenal fan base to be in complete meltdown. Oh, we somehow win 7-1 against PSV instantly. Somehow he pulls it out of the bag. It's not a skill. It's utter sheer dumb luck. He's like a cat who has 9 lives. At some point, these lives have to run out. Genuinely, at some point, they have to run out. How long can this bullshit last? Because let's be real, he's not winning Premier League. He's not winning Champions League this season. Next season, why would it change? Because let's be real, Liverpool are going to sign players. Man City definitely are going to sign players. They're going to spend more 200-300 million. Chelsea might get it together. Let's be real, Aston Villa are going nowhere. Maybe even Nottingham Forest, although with Europe it might be the problem for them. But overall, teams gonna catch up. Teams that have fallen behind are catching us up. Because we are regressing actually as we are sitting here. Other teams, yes, they have fallen 10 times harder, but they gonna catch us up. And then they try and then use excuses of injuries, of red cards. And big up to Emmanuel Petit. 3 days ago an interview said, injuries and red cards are not an excuse. Because in my time, with red cards, despite we having 10 men, we still won games. Despite having injuries, we still won games. We went to Old Trafford without Henry, without Bergkamp, and without Robert Pires. Right? We played Kanu up top, we played Wiltord if I'm not mistaken, and someone else, and we won the fucking league at Old Trafford. What's their excuse? There are no excuses. Either you are proper manager and you recruit proper players and you sign proper players and not these bum-ass championship level players. So when someone gets injured you have a replacement. Or you're just an utter idiot who is just there where he is just because of the money. To some extent. I'm not denying that Arteta is a bad manager. I'm saying he's a decent manager. But is he Arsenal quality right now? No chance in hell. Let's be real. Those fans who are slating Thierry Henry need to hold some serious... They need to get something checked out. Because let's be real. Turning on Henry to defend that bum Arteta, Gunners have gone crazy. And that is the biggest thing. How they can... Where do they find the sheer courage and brain cell to defend Mikel Arteta and genuinely disrespect and slate the best player Arsenal has ever had, arguably. Depending with someone like Bergkamp, someone like Henry, depending, or how old you are. Someone maybe like some older guy, like from Merson or someone like that, right? But overall, where do they find the nerve? And let's be real, most of these bum-ass morons who are turning on Thierry Henry, right? Bigger chances than not have never seen Thierry Henry at Arsenal. Like proper Thierry Henry, prime Thierry Henry. I'm not talking about when he came back from MLS and scored against Leeds and everything and all that jazz. I'm talking about proper Thierry Henry. Invincible season. Doubles. Champions League final and everything. They have never seen that. Because if they had, and they knew what he has done for this club, they would never, ever, ever dare to lift a finger and put a bad word about him. Let's be real. Yes, the misses in Champions League in 2006, yes, it hurts. I'm not gonna lie, still hurts to this day. But still, it's Thierry fucking Henry. And how can you compare him to Arteta? How Mikel Arteta is so protected? You genuinely cannot say anything bad about him. As soon as you say, fake fan, plastic fan, go ahead, support Spurs, you're a moron, we don't claim you. And all this stuff. You're an idiot. Everyone who wants Arteta gone is a cretin. That's what, and I don't want to say names because it's a big YouTube channel, said that every person who wants Mikel Arteta out at this stage is a cretin. That person said that I think it was after the loss against West Ham, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not gonna name the channel, but it's a big channel, and let's be real. If you think like that, I'm sorry, but just know. Henry earned the right to say whatever he likes. Yeah, like he has a statue outside the Emirates. He's one of the few. Let's be real. And let's be real, these days they are painting murals outside the Emirates of someone like Havertz and his donkey. Then we have a dog there, we have El Neni on a mural, Jover on a mural. When there's Paul Merson, Ian Wright, and people like that, where are they on those murals? Tony Adams, why are they not there? Why are these bums being painted up there? Josh Kroenke painted on the wall outside near the Emirates. Like, brain cells? Why there is nothing of Arsene Wenger like that? Like it's just sheer. This club is ass backwards, and the fans are genuinely just brainwashed. The problem is he never fails, obviously enough to cause sack pressure. Exactly. That's the thing. Somehow he shithouses it. He can't even fail properly. That is the biggest thing. He fails, but he fails somehow even failing. He fails in failing. That is also a case. He even ball exactly. Oh, 1-0, so we had 6 red cards in Premier League. Yeah. We've had 5 this season. And we're still not gonna win anything. How do these injuries stop us from scoring goals? Let's be real. Yes, our attack is useless. Well, it's very damaged. But it's because of Mikel Arteta, let's be real. But ultimately, how does red card stop us from scoring goals? Did the red card, or referees by the way, stop Kai Havertz scoring 1-on-1 against Brighton? Saka scoring when Havertz crossed the ball? Havertz missing from 2 yards out 2 times against United. Did the ref stuff screwed us there somehow? No, he just missed. Red cards as well. Does that affect us? No, it doesn't. How do refs and red cards stop us? We cannot even sometimes score with 11 men. What's the difference between 10 and 11 men sometimes? It makes no sense. Exactly, didn't stop Barcelona last night. They were down to 10 men for most of the game. Kubrasi got a red card. And then in the end, Rafinha pulled one out of the bag. Exactly, Kubrasi sent off in the first half, Barca go to Benfica and win. Exactly, Rafinha with one masterstroke, bang. Yamal has a stinker, he gets subbed off. Hansi Flick has balls, he subs him off, puts someone else on. Like, it's insane. It's genuinely insane, the sheer utter disrespect and BS I was reading yesterday. And even today, and even day before that on the game day, towards Thierry Henry and everything, it's actually utter sheer pathetic mess, to say the least. I just cannot believe, like, someone can say stuff like that. Let's just put it that way. How can someone say stuff like that? Simeone, 10 men versus Leverkusen, he wants a way back into games. Exactly. If you have proper manager who knows how to manage and coach these things, or you have players who have the mentality how to play properly, how to win, how to get it over the line because they have been there, they have done it before, and they're gonna do it again. It's no question. But Arsenal have none of that. They have weak-minded players, and let's be real, to some extent, weak-minded fans. Because a proper strong-minded fan wouldn't accept top 4 finish consistently. Top 4 being a trophy, not signing striker for 3 years. Kroenke is blaming Kroenke for everything, but let's be real. Kroenke are at fault that Arteta is here still, and we signed him in the first place. But if we look after that, they have given him 750 million. Rest of the issues is solely on Arteta, let's be real. It's all on Arteta. It's Arteta's fault that he doesn't recruit properly, he wastes money, he doesn't sign attackers, he's still after 5 years in charge cannot beat low blocks, still doesn't know how, and probably will never do until he gets sacked. Like, it's just insane. Yes, PSV were attacking against us. They left gaps. We had chances to run in between the lines and actually play the football we like to play. Yes, we smashed them 7-1. When in Premier League anyone played like that against us? In Premier League everyone just parks the bus. And after 5 years you would think Mikel Arteta has the blueprint how to beat that. But no, he is nowhere near to figuring that stuff out. It doesn't look like he ever will. Let's be real, because if in 5 years you cannot figure that one out, it doesn't look like you ever will. But yeah, anyways, I digress. So, yeah, I don't know. I think on that note, I'm gonna end today's stream. Yeah, I'm gonna end today's stream on that note. Tomorrow we're gonna talk about some bits and bobs. I have something in the pipeline already figured out. I have some stuff ready. So, yeah, if you haven't already, smash the thumbs up, like the stream, subscribe if you haven't already. Still aiming for 500 subscribers. Arteta won't amount to anything, I'm afraid. Yeah. Nothing. Genuinely nothing. It's deep thing to say, but there are winning manager and there are losing. Yeah, to some extent, yeah, there are winning managers and losing. I'm not saying that Arteta is not gonna win anything ever in his career as a manager. But the way we are going about things, it won't be at Arsenal. His style of play doesn't fit Arsenal. It fits to Arsenal to a certain degree, like Brendan Rodgers did at Liverpool. But now we need to sack Arteta and bring in our Jurgen Klopp. Let's be real. Yeah, good. Big up Nelly, big up. But yeah, for today, that will be it. So, like, comment, subscribe, share the stream around, and see you all tomorrow.